Good morning. My name is Kalembire Shipura. Welcome to day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup here at the Trustco Devon Hockey Stadium, Windhoek Live. We are now getting ready to watch Uganda versus Zimbabwe. And we're very, very excited. I am your lead commentator, and I'm accompanied by...
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jason Amwama here. The Junior Africa Cup being hosted in Namibia at the Devon Trustco Hockey Field in Windhoek.
Yes, there on your screen you're seeing the fixture for the day. First game to open up the day, day 3, we have Uganda versus Zimbabwean women. And then at 11 o'clock we have Zambia against Egypt. Then followed by Zimbabwe versus South Africa right there at 1 o'clock. Then you have Kenya women versus South African women. Followed again by the Kenyan men versus the Namibian men at 5 o'clock. And then obviously to close off the show, we have the Namibian women, the host, playing against Zambia at 7 o'clock. So it's definitely going to be a jam-packed day 3. Right there we have the log for the ladies. You see there South Africa is sitting right at the top with a goal difference of 24 points, followed by
Namibia with 9 goals, followed by Zimbabwe with 1 goal, Kenya having -3 goals, Uganda having -5, and Zambia having -26 goals.
Yes, so Zambia is at the third position, playing against Uganda. There we have the lineup for Uganda. We have the captain Namwase, the goalkeeper Namwase. We have Nandi, Nankinga, Amara, Atim, Barie, Balondemu, Alimo, Ninsima, Nabia, Nakoto, and the coach there is Nskere Moses.
And we have the startup lineup for Zimbabwe. Sorry for butchering some of these names, but Matura Muswa is the goalkeeper, Fernandez, Metambo, Munyonga, Tozana, Arford, Kambanza, Windsor, Elia as the captain, Godfrey, and Musiwa, and the coach, Hura. What? Here. Oh. Very sorry for butchering some of the names. They are new to me. We are now getting ready to start the first game of the day, day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup here in Namibia.
So this is definitely a big game for Uganda, seeing as that they unfortunately missed their first game due to some technical issues. They unfortunately did not arrive on time, so they had to forfeit their first game against South Africa, and that put them at a disadvantage. And they drew against Kenya on day 2, Saturday. So definitely they are looking to make some sort of statement in this game and secure a win for themselves. And on the Zimbabwean side, Zimbabwe actually beat Zambia to a huge goal difference there. It was 8-1. And then obviously they played against Namibia on Saturday, and they lost that game 6-0. So they are also very, very, they want to win this game also just for the goal difference. And we were able to speak to the team managers, and
they basically just want to walk away with a win. Both teams are desperate for a win at this point, considering that there are only 3 spots for the Junior World Cup later in the year. So I think that tempo will be high in this game, or maybe, we don't know, maybe it will be one-sided, maybe it won't.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. First whistle of the first chaka. and the game is on.
Seems like Uganda started off with a press and they are pressing the Zimbabweans already, which is quite impressive to see considering they were being pressed by Kenya on Saturday.
Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to watch that game against Kenya. So this is actually my first time watching Uganda play live. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what they can bring to the table. There we see some stick tackling there. A beautiful run there by Juliet, number 6 of Uganda. There you see Uganda at the top. Unfortunately for Uganda, they had an opportunity, but it's a foul. Zimbabwe is able to breathe a little. Beautiful line run there from Zimbabwe. Right into the Ugandan circle, and it is intercepted there by the captain, Alimo Jolly. Beautiful, beautiful skills there by Juliet from Uganda. Beautiful run. She's taking it easy. Intercepted there by the defense. Straight into the Zimbabwean circle. 3-on-1 there. And Uganda has secured their first penalty corner here into the Zimbabwean circle.
It's the first penalty corner of day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup. Quite impressive coming from Uganda because they are desperate for a win considering that they forfeited their first game, they drew their second game, and they do need this win.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm very, like I said earlier, I'm very excited to see what they have to offer. They have their captain Alimo pushing out with one castle set up at the top. It's a bit of a slow release there. Will it amount to anything? Beautiful save there by the defender on the Zimbabwean side. Long corner for Uganda. Actually, it's not a long corner. It's a from outside.
Well,
Beautiful.
after this first quarter, we might just see a shift in the game, considering what the coaches will tell the players after the end of this quarter. Seeing as to Zimbabwe is being pressed by the Ugandans right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Easy 1-2 hockey there from Uganda. There we have the captain from Uganda. Beautiful skills there. Unfortunately, it's a 3-on-1 tackle. So she lost the ball there. There we have Godfrey from Zimbabwe. Seemingly right now we're seeing Uganda is definitely pressing, applying some pressure, trying to secure perhaps the first goal, just to set a momentum for themselves going on in this game. Beautiful, beautiful tackle there by Tozana from Zimbabwe. Beautiful ball control, confidence on the ball. That's always beautiful to see.
I mean, the manager of the Zimbabweans did say they want to score the first goal so that they raise the morale for the ladies.
Definitely. Seeing as that they lost their last game against Namibia on Saturday, 6-0. So, yeah, they definitely would want to just score first, and secure some comfort there. But again, like we said earlier, both teams are definitely looking to get a ball behind the net. There we see Zimbabwe right into the Ugandan circle. And oh, what a missed opportunity there. Missed opportunity there from Zimbabwe. I think that's their first circle penetration.
Yes, very much.
Yes, first circle penetration, and just shy of the goalpost there.
Oh, so the Zimbabweans just passed the ball.
And they
got the ball from the Ugandan defenders from a 16.
Yeah, beautiful pressure.
And it is now their first shot corner.
They have secured their first penalty corner there. Will it amount to anything? Let's see a quick discussion to see what they're going to do there, how they're going to take their penalty corner.
The one thing about short corners is it's either you get a retake or a goal. That's what you would ideally look for from a short corner.
Quick push out there. Shy of the goalpost. Deflected out by the defender from the Ugandan side. So it's a long corner for Zimbabwe. See a bit of panic there from the Ugandan side.
So the one thing right now that we are noticing in the game is that most of the ball position was with the Ugandans, and this is because when they have the ball, they made the field much more wider for themselves and making the Zimbabweans play their hockey instead of the Zimbabweans making the field smaller for themselves.
Beautiful control there. Beautiful defense there. Beautiful pressure there by the number 8, Tozana from Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, it blew in the favor for Uganda. Straight hit right into Tozana's stick, and she directly hits it into the Ugandan circle and secures another penalty corner for her team. I think Uganda is panicking a little bit there, and they're losing their structure a little bit and just giving it easily for the Zimbabweans. Will Zimbabwe capitalize on this penalty corner?
Seeing as they have 2 castles set up, they might just capitalize on this short corner, as they seem like well seasoned in the short corner department.
Beautiful push out there. Drag flick by the captain. And beautiful save there by the goalkeeper. What a beautiful save there. And it is a long corner once again for Zimbabwe. There we see stick tackles there. Still in favor for Zimbabwe. Straight into the Ugandan circle. Another penalty corner. Surely Zimbabwe is knocking at the Ugandan doors. Will they be able to hit the back of the box?
So the one thing to know about this is that right now the Zimbabweans are attacking in the 4th zone. So we have 4 zones in hockey. The first zone, when you are defending, is by your goalkeeper, the first 23 meters. Second zone is just after the 23 line to the mid line. Third zone, made to the opponent's 23, and the 4th zone is in your opponent's 23, and that is where you would like to press your opponents to make so that they can make such mistakes to get shot.
Drag flick there by the captain, and she manages to get the back of the net. Beautiful drag flick there.
And I guess the Zimbabweans have now set the tempo of the game, and they've now raised their own morale like their manager and their coach expected them to do.
Definitely, their beautiful drag flick there. You see the captain, Elijah, drag, and she hits just shy of the goalkeeper's stick glove there, right into the back of the net. and definitely that should be boosting up their morale, and hopefully Uganda will be able to, still keep up their morale and push forward. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you are watching live Junior Africa Cup 2025 taking place here at the Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium at the heart of Windhoek High. This is officially day 3, first game of the day, Uganda versus Zimbabwe, and our score right now is 0, Uganda 1, Zambia, first quarter. Zimbabwe, sorry.
Oh, that's the captain of Uganda, Limo. She's very good. As we've seen in her last game, she was dribbling a lot.
There we see Zimbabwe applying some pressure once again. That unfortunately went on the wrong stick, on the wrong side of his stick there, and it is now for Uganda. Quick pick up there on the line for Zimbabwe, right into the circle. Quick release, and she takes a shot. Goalkeeper is right there. And it's another penalty corner for Zimbabwe.
I mean, Zimbabwe is creating those goal-scoring opportunities, and they are not taking it lightly against the Ugandians.
Definitely not. I think they definitely want to make a comeback after their loss on Saturday there against Namibia.
It does seem like the Zimbabweans do want to secure their spot for the Junior World Cup later in the year.
There Mushavi staking the ball for them. Still 2 castles set up at the top. And it is out there. Free hit there for Uganda. It's beautiful to witness how these young ladies have such confidence on the ball. A quick release there. A little bit sloppy there, but her teammate was able to pick it up. A quick switch there for Zimbabwe. And it is Uganda's ball. First time on the Zimbabwean side in a while. 5 minutes left. There we see ball possession 66 for Zimbabwe and 34% for Uganda. So Zimbabwe is definitely dominating this. Chaka, beautiful run there by the Zimbabwean girls. Quick interception there by the Ugandan captain. Beautiful confidence there.
I mean, at this point, it seems like Zimbabwe is desperate for that spot in the Junior World Cup, which will be hosted later in the year in Chile, Santiago.
Beautiful jab there. The quick pick up there by the Ugandan captain.
Umpire blew for a wrong side of the stick.
Straight into the circle, and it lifted right off the stick there, and It's a breather there for Uganda. Uganda taking a free hit at the top of their circle. Beautiful interception there by Nyaisha there from Zimbabwe. Uganda regrouping at the back with the defense. I will have to say Uganda is a little bit sloppy there on the ball.
I think now their morale has gone down because of the goal that was scored against them, which is what the Zimbabweans were looking for.
Yes. It is a bit unfortunate because anything can happen in hockey, you know. So anything can happen. Tables can turn very, very fast. So I think they should definitely get out of their head and get it back into the game. Great pick up there right at the top of the circle.
And it's a short corner for Zimbabwe.
A bit of body shoving there, and it has resulted into a penalty corner for Zimbabwe once again. 2 minutes left of this chaka, and the score is, there we see a 3-on-1 defense and a body shoving there, and that it has resulted into the penalty corner. Two castles set up at the top of the circle. A quick switch actually from what they had been doing, and it didn't work. There we see the captain, very good there from the Ugandan side. Alimo Jolly confidently getting it out there for her team.
I mean, like Pinky said on Saturday morning's game, if it's working, don't change it. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it. Uganda will definitely have to regroup after this chaka, but they're definitely still putting up a fight. Great pick up there on the line by a team. A bit sloppy there, but she still manages to hold on to the ball. A pick up there by Nelly there, number 11 of Uganda. And it's the Zimbabweans' ball, a 16.
For those only tuning in now, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup taking place at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field here in Windhoek, Namibia. We are 1 minute into the first quarter of day 3 of the tournament.
Yes, we can see some, we can hear there in the background from the docks of the Ugandan side, the coaches shouting there some for the girls to just pick it up and apply some pressure. They're literally giving Zimbabwe some free space to play, you know, and they're not applying pressure, you know.
I mean, when you do not have ball possession, you would want to make the pitch smaller, delay your opponents, and organize yourselves.
Definitely, and right now we're seeing Uganda is giving Zimbabwe enough room to play, enough room to regroup, and I don't know how that's in the long run going to work out for them. So you can see they're getting it now, applying some pressure there.
So it works. You would want to push your opponents on the sides instead of let them go through the mid.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first chaka of the first game between Uganda versus Zimbabwe. The score is
1-0 Zimbabwe having won over Uganda on day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup.
Right here at the Trusco Devon Hockey Stadium at the heart of Windhoek High. So if you are in the capital city, I know people are traveling back now from Easter holiday, and if you are around this week, the Junior Africa Cup is going on until the 25th. There you have some of the highlights. Beginning of the Chaka there, Uganda was applying some pressure there, and they had actually penetrated the Zimbabwean circle a few times. There you see the highlight, the first attempt there by Zimbabwe in the Ugandan circle. A beautiful drag flick that just got shy of the Ugandan box there from Zimbabwe, and I think this was the goal. Beautiful. No, that was not the goal. That was the second penalty corner.
I mean, Zimbabwe is trying to score their goals based on the highlights, looking at the ball possession that Zimbabwe has.
And there you have it, that first goal securing the lead for Zimbabwe.
Looking at the game, the game Zimbabwe was playing, they were creating goal-scoring opportunities and they were taking maximum risk because they were nowhere near their 23 or their circle.
Definitely. You are watching live Uganda versus Zimbabwe Junior Africa Cup. This is the Under 21 Junior Africa Cup, and live from the Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium here in Windhoek at Windhoek High.
Players are currently getting ready to step onto the field for the second quarter of day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup being held here in Windhoek, Namibia at the Devon Trusco Hockey Field.
And we are back for the second Chaka. Score there you see on your screen: Zimbabwe 1, Uganda 0.
Yeah, as you are seeing on your screen, you're just seeing Zimbabwe recycling the ball, taking the ball back, doing the guard pass so that they can penetrate the Ugandan circle better. But unfortunately, the attempt didn't work through this time. So ideally at this point, Uganda would like to outlet play and transfer the ball from side to side to help them actually get out of defense. And it did help them get out of defense though.
Yes. As you can see there, Uganda is still holding on to the ball and pushing forward. Unfortunately there, that was a dangerous play.
In the rules, in the new rules, it does state that from a free hit, ball may not be raised above the knee as it is considered dangerous.
Yeah.
So I guess the rules are now becoming safer for everyone because hockey, although a non-contact sport, injuries do happen.
It's definitely a dangerous game because that ball is very hard. You see there, Uganda is applying some pressure. Zimbabwe still managing to get through. Beautiful spacing there by the Zimbabwean young ladies. Beautiful hockey there. Long corner there for Zimbabwe. The sun is coming out. Great pickup there for Uganda.
Our umpires for today, Irene Honduras, that's just the side of Uganda from Namibia. That's our very own Irene Honduras, the umpire there. And on the other side, we have Barasa Lina from Kenya.
Yes.
So it is a fair game. There's no bias there coming from the umpires, considering they are from different nations.
There's an opportunity there for Uganda to press. And Zimbabwe has managed to turn it over. And beautiful jab there. What a close call. A quick release there. Doesn't manage to find her teammate's stick. And it's a turnover again. Zimbabwe's ball.
You can hear the coach yelling on the sideline as Uganda seems to be desperate for that goal to equalize against Zimbabwe.
It's going to be a free hit there for Zimbabwe. Beautiful run there by number 7, Munyonga from Zimbabwe. Missed opportunity there. Zimbabwe is definitely applying the pressure, definitely knocking at the Ugandan door. Their morale is definitely up after that first goal. It's a free hit there for Uganda, right outside their circle. It's a 16. We see there Zimbabwe has set up a high press there, not giving Uganda any room to play whatsoever. Uganda manages to intercept it there by Zimbabwe. There we see a beautiful run there by Fernandez.
So the Zimbabweans managed to actually force the Ugandan defenders to play the ball through the mat, giving them the advantage to intercept and get the ball, which is a good strategy for them since they are pressing and looking for those goal-scoring opportunities.
We have a foot foul there. She was not 5 yards, 5 meters. She didn't travel 5 meters outside the circle, so it is a free play there for Uganda. There we see Zimbabwe is definitely applying a lot of pressure there on the Ugandans, forcing them to play the ball in the middle. There we have Uganda stepping up right into the Zimbabwean circle, and they have managed to secure their second penalty corner of this game. Will it materialize? Will they be able to score a goal?
The one thing about a short corner is anything can happen in a short corner, and we haven't really seen any penalty strokes in this tournament. I think we've only seen one penalty stroke in the entire tournament,
and that was Kenya. I think it was Kenya against Uganda, if I'm not mistaken. There we have our penalty corner for Uganda. Opportunity there, and it is cleared by the goalkeeper. Beautiful pick up there by number 13, Aliyah from Zimbabwe, who releases it right to the front. And there you have Zimbabwe running freely there, right into the Ugandan circle. Reaches the top, number 12 from Zimbabwe. And Uganda has managed to defend the ball. What a beautiful run there by the Zimbabwean young ladies. Unfortunately, Uganda was able to save themselves.
Seems like Zimbabwe's defense is finally coming to the game and switching on and defending, because they were letting the Ugandan forwards through and making mistakes to cause short corners. Although they did make the mistake of letting them through to penetrate their circle.
There we have a free hit there for Uganda. Just in the 16 area for Zimbabwe. Straight shot and amounts to nothing.
For those just tuning in now, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup here being held in Windhoek, Namibia at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field. This is day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup. 3 of the victors from this tournament will be going on to the Junior World Cup being held later in the year in Chile, Santiago.
Uganda still has the ball in the hand. A bit sloppy there from the Ugandan captain. And they still managed to keep ball possession. And she's in the circle. Attempts a back stick there. Missed opportunity. Cleared by the Zimbabwean defender there. And Uganda is going to take it from outside. There we see ball possession there. We have a total of 61% for Zimbabwe and 39% there for Uganda. So we can see Zimbabwe is definitely dominating in this game so far.
And they're dominating by a big margin, considering that the difference between the ball position is very significant.
There we are left with just 6 minutes left in this second chaka, first half of the game, and Zimbabwe is leading there 1 and Uganda 0. Godfrey picking it up there for Zimbabwe. There we have Godfrey there. Beautiful run. And she releases it there. Finds. Beautiful defense there by Uganda. Very stern. Very stern there by Hilda. She finds her fellow defender stick there at the back. Nandi. There we see the captain, Alimo. We're seeing a bit of obstruction there. So it is Uganda's ball right there.
So Pinky, I'm currently looking at the FIH World Standing, and these are the national teams of these countries, and Uganda is ranked 77, while Zimbabwe is ranked 64. Although this is not the under 21, the juniors, it's the national teams. It just shows the difference in hockey between these two countries.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's a 16 for Zimbabwe, which is impressive coming from Zimbabwe, and that they have more ball possession and they are trying to make the pitch smaller while playing out wide.
Beautiful run there from Zimbabwe. Great pick up there by Godfrey. Sorry, that's Eleman actually. Tyler Eleman there, number 15 of Zimbabwe. We're not really quite sure to whom she passed the ball there. Perhaps it was just to get her team to recoup. So it's a 16 there for Zimbabwe. We're seeing some very, very beautiful hockey there from Zimbabwe, playing it out wide, looking up, seeing where the fellow teammates are, passing the ball stick to stick. It's definitely beautiful to witness.
So right now on the pool standing, we are seeing South Africa is first, Namibia is second, Zimbabwe is in third position, followed by Uganda, Kenya, and Zambia at last position in the pool standing of the Junior Africa Cup being held here at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field in Windhoek, Namibia.
Beautiful pick up there by the defense from the Ugandan side, and it is blown in their favor. There we see Nandi from Uganda taking a slow run there, trying to find her captain.
Whistle goes ball is considered dangerous play. We are seeing that the Zimbabweans are pressing, but the ladies are holding back as the defenders are staying way too far back in the line, back at their 23, and not pressing as a team and defending as a team, which is making it hard for them to actually have a full court press. But maybe it's just their strategy that they are using for this game.
We see that Uganda is finding themselves just, one would like to say, aimlessly hitting the ball, and then they're failing to meet each other's sticks up front, and I think it's definitely costing them. We have less than a minute left in this first half. Beautiful pick up there by number 11, Panaka.
What a shot, what a goal! And the Zimbabwean ladies score a goal. That is the number 10 of Zimbabwe, Orford Jessica. What a beautiful stop and hit. One time stop and hit. That is what the Zimbabwean ladies were looking for. The second goal that might just solidify their win in their first game of today, the third day of the Junior Africa Cup, here being at the Windhoek Trasco Hockey Field.
Beautiful, beautiful goal there. And like I said, anything can happen in a hockey game. Just a few seconds left. Zimbabwe has managed to score their second goal.
We did see a similar thing of anything can happen in a hockey game last week in the game with the Egyptians and the Kenyan team.
Definitely.
With that heavy comeback from the Egyptian team.
Beautiful game. That was definitely one thrilling game to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just concluded the first half of this game between Uganda women versus Zimbabwean women, and Zimbabwe leading 2 and Uganda 0. Definitely, the game started off on a plain level. Uganda was pushing, Uganda was knocking at the Zimbabwean door, and
I'm considering that the Zimbabweans scored the second goal only at the end of the second chaka. I was thinking the whole chaka, no goal scored. The Zimbabwean ladies would have it out for the Ugandan ladies later in the third chaka that's coming. So I think that right now the coaches are having a hefty talk with the players, especially the Ugandan coach. He's likely telling his players to make the field smaller, to push the Zimbabweans out wide so they can get ball position and then attack.
yeah, there we see some highlights, some of the highlights there of the first half of this game. We see great opportunities there for both sides to have scored. We saw a good amount of penalty corners there for Zimbabwe there in the first half. although they were only able to score one goal out of the penalty corners they've had.
Oh, and they only that was their first field goal, the second goal. I mean, right now I'm guessing the Zimbabwean coach is telling his ladies that they should make the field big, accelerate the game, and take a quick possession of everyone when they do not have the ball.
Yeah, there you see also Uganda had opportunities there, knocking at the Zimbabwean. There's the second goal there. Beautiful goal there by all four Jessica from Zimbabwe, securing their position right now at 2-0. There we have the states. Uganda 0, Zimbabwe 2. Shots on target. Uganda has had 2. Zimbabwe has had 4. And circle penetrations, there we see Zimbabwe has had 10 and Uganda has had 2. Ball possession, 42% for Uganda, 58% for Zimbabwe. Penalty corners, Zimbabwe has had 5 and Uganda has 2 penalty corners. And the cards there, we see Zimbabwe has had 1 green card in the first half of this game, and Uganda is still on a clean slate there with the cards. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing some, good, clean hockey. In the second half, we're looking forward to seeing Uganda getting some confidence on the ball, managing to keep the ball on the stick as they run, looking up, passing the ball to a teammate as opposed to just hitting the ball out, just to relieve some pressure if they definitely want to get a goal score there. And you are watching live from the Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium, Uganda versus Zimbabwe.
I'm looking at the game stats. We are realizing that the
Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek. From the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium, the best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours. Behind every victory, there's a story. Behind every loss, a battle. This isn't just about the highlights, the trophies, or the roars of the crowd. It's about what happens behind the scenes, under immense pressure and in the shadows that few ever see. It's about uncovering the truths buried beneath the surface. This is Sport Uncovered, where we go beyond the headlines to reveal the hidden and untold stories of Namibian sport. This is not just about the athletes. Behind every performance, there is a system. Decisions are made by coaches, managers, owners, and administrators. These choices don't just influence games, they shape careers, shatter dreams, and define the future of the sport itself. Sport Uncovered digs deeper. We expose what happens behind closed doors, the challenges faced, and the dynamics that can make or break the game. This is about more than what happens on the field. It's about why sport happens and sometimes why it doesn't. No story is too small, no stone is left unturned. Sport Uncovered, where every move matters and every story counts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half. Welcome back to day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup, live from the Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium here in Windhoek, Namibia. You are now watching the first game for day 3, Uganda versus Zimbabwe, second half. There you have a fixture of the day here on your screen. You have Uganda now that's playing against Zimbabwe, starting their second half. Definitely looking forward to seeing if Uganda will be more present in this half.
I mean, we did hear the Ugandan coach having a deep talk with his players just now here on the sidelines at halftime. So maybe the Ugandan ladies will switch on and score some goals.
Definitely, because a lot is at stake here. After all, these are the qualifiers for the Junior Africa Cup. Here we have the score there on the screen. See, the game is well underway there. Free play there for Uganda.
The Ugandans would ideally want to recycle the ball and play on the Zimbabweans' weak side, as they are forcing them onto their... Oh yes, they are playing on their weak side, which is their left side. But they should recycle the ball, as the Zimbabweans might just be weak on their strong side, which is the right side. So maybe they should explore that option, which seems like they are trying to explore the option of penetrating through the...
There we see Uganda running with the ball there. And unfortunately, it's out, and it's going to be a 16 there for Zimbabwe. We see there Uganda setting up a high press there. Beautiful pressure there. We see Uganda applying some pressure, and it has amounted to something there. They've managed to turn over that ball into their favor, and they've secured a penalty corner. The Zimbabwean defender was not 5 meters clear of that play. So there Uganda has secured their third penalty corner there in this third chaka. First penalty corner in the second half. Will Uganda be able to find the back of the Zimbabwean box?
I mean, we are seeing the Zimbabwean supporters just there in the stands, waving their country flag.
Quick pick up there, takes a straight shot, and it is a penalty corner once again. It's a retake there. They cannot really have a discussion. Great defense there from Zimbabwe. Manages to clear the ball. Uganda definitely applying some pressure there. And
We can see that the team talk they had with their coach actually worked in this first few
straight
minutes
shot
of the
there.
third quarter.
Definitely beautiful to see them back in this game right now. And applying the pressure there. Great pickup there by Kambadza there from the Zimbabwean side. Beautiful run. And she releases it right there into Windsor's stick. Continues to carry it.
Ball didn't move 5 from. Umpire is giving out a card.
Our second green card there for this match. And first green card there for Uganda. There Windsor from Zimbabwe. Great pickup there by Kambadza. Beautiful ball skills there. Beautiful run there. And she manages to get a short corner there. First penalty corner there for Zimbabwe in the second half. But it is definitely their sixth penalty corner in this match so far.
I mean, from 5 penalty corners, Zimbabwe only managed to score 1 goal. And you would like to score more goals from short corners.
Definitely, I agree with you there, Jason. Let's see if they'll be able to get the back now. Beautiful defense there by Uganda. And it has worked in the Ugandians' favor.
The original strategy for short corners for the Zimbabwean ladies was working, but they unfortunately changed it.
I do feel like Uganda has also kind of picked up on the type of penalty corners. There you have it on your screen there. Juliet from Uganda was the recipient of that green card. Beautiful release there. There we see a beautiful run there from Zimbabwe that has secured them their 7th penalty corner.
I mean, you enter the D and it's either you look for the back of the net or the opposition's foot.
Yes, but I always say if you cannot secure a goal from a short corner, then ish.
You need to, I mean, short corner training is important. So you need to do a lot of, you need to put in a lot of hours in those short corners in order for you to be able to get there and just put them at the back of the net, as we were seeing South Africa doing on Saturday.
Definitely. There we see a pick up there. Beautiful clear there. And she misses it. Beautiful save there. Easy save for the goalkeeper, actually. There we have a run there. There Uganda is pushing up. And it's out there, so it's going to be a free hit inside there for Zimbabwe. Beautiful interception there by the captain on Uganda's side, Alimo Jolly, running beautiful there, and it is intercepted there by Aliyah, the captain from Zimbabwe.
Captain against captain.
Yes, yes. Beautiful jab there. Manages to turn it over there. Definitely impressive on how Uganda has switched on in this chaka.
It is
And it is blown against her there for shielding.
At this point, it looks like the Ugandan ladies are tired already, as they are struggling to run back, to fall back, and set up in a defensive mode.
Yes, definitely.
Fast enough. So it seems like the Zimbabweans are much more fit than the Ugandan ladies.
There you have a free ball there for Uganda. She's looking for teammates there. Pressure there from Zimbabwe.
At this point, this game seems to be one-sided, although Uganda keeps on trying to penetrate and to attack the Zimbabwean ladies, but they are just not pulling them in so that they can play out and go through.
But I will still say anything can happen in a hockey match. The temperatures there, 18 degrees Celsius here. The real field shade, 17 degrees Celsius. So the weather today is beautiful. Humidity is at 56%. Beautiful weather, beautiful day for some good hockey. So definitely the sun is not a factor here for the young players on the field. We're seeing some ball confidence there on the ball from the Ugandan ladies. Straight shot in there, but the Zimbabwean forward was right there to pick it up.
If you are just tuning in, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup being held here at the Davin Trustco Hockey Field, Day 3, Uganda versus Zimbabwe, and the score is Uganda 0, Zimbabwe 2.
What a close call there, Jason. I don't know if you saw, but there was such a close call there. But the ball was just shy of the goalpost. And Zimbabwe again has managed to secure another penalty corner against Uganda. I think this is their 8th penalty corner, although they've only been able to score 1 goal out of their penalty corners right now.
Which is quite disappointing to see that Zimbabwe is struggling to score short corners.
Yeah.
Because if they are not working towards scoring them when they go face bigger giants that side of the um, Junior World Cup, they might just lose because of it.
Beautiful save by the goalkeeper. What a save. And again, it's going to be a penalty corner there. I will have to say that the Ugandan goalkeeper, she's definitely awake. She's awake and she's clearing those balls. Two castles set up at the top. Beautiful there. Beautiful run there. And it's going to be Uganda's free hit right at the top of their circle.
Well, it's quite a day. We are watching some beautiful hockey being portrayed by the ladies here. It's the first game of the day between Zimbabwe and Uganda.
There we have a beautiful run there by, unfortunately, misses the stick of her teammate there at the top.
So we are seeing in this third quarter that Uganda has 2 shots while Zimbabwe has 6 shots on goal. And circle penetrations are 2 from Uganda and 12 from Zimbabwe. Ball position is at 46% for Uganda and 54% for Zimbabwe. And we have penalty corners with Uganda having 4 and Zimbabwe having 8 penalty corners in this game so far.
Yes, like I said, obviously the score is not reflecting the amount of penalty corners Zimbabwe has had so far. And in a tournament where goal difference is a huge factor, I really feel like they should be taking advantage of these penalty corners. There we see Zimbabwe once again in the Ugandan half, applying pressure. Beautiful run there, right into the circle. And it's an opportunity there for Uganda. Will they score? Will they not? And she finds the back of the box.
So umpire was showing for a short corner and blew it all at once. His goal went in, played the advantage. So it is a
The
goal.
umpire seems to be trying to communicate there. And there you have it. It is a goal. A big scramble there for Uganda. And they managed to get it right at the back of the box there. And bringing our score there to 2-1. Hopefully this is the morale boost that they needed in this game as we're about to round off the third chaka to go into the final chaka of this game. Like I said, anything can happen in a hockey game. So the tables can turn.
I mean, Uganda has been trying to knock on the Zimbabweans' door, and finally when they knocked, they managed to score. I mean, 2 shots on goal, and they did manage to score in their third attempt.
Definitely.
This just means that Zimbabwe needs to capitalize on those short corners. 8 short corners, and they amounted to nothing except one that they scored. So they need to work on those short corners for their next games. If they will get short corners, they need to be scoring those short corners. Shorty is a goal, like the spectators like to say.
Definitely. Shorty is always a goal, should be a goal. Their beautiful run there from Uganda. And you see she was very apologetic, but was sent off there.
We are hearing the Ugandan captain, not the captain, sorry, but the coach shouting, saying, fall back, fall back, fall back, so that his players can fall back because they are tired. Like I said, this game is showing us that the Zimbabweans are much more fit than the Ugandans.
Beautiful interception there by the Ugandan captain right at the top there. A beautiful run there, turnover right at the top of the circle. And she hits and lands right into the Ugandan player. Again, securing them with another penalty corner. Jason, I think this is their 9th penalty corner.
Yes, and they need to start scoring those penalty corners because right now, as we are seeing, we are 2 minutes into the third quarter, and the scoreline is 1-2 with 8 penalty corners and 1 only going in. This might, I mean, if you look at it, the Ugandans might just catch up and disappoint the Zimbabweans with their eagerness to win.
Definitely. Again, Zimbabwe has 2 castles set right up at the top of the circle. Quick switch up there and finds the back of the net. Beautiful variation. Putting them comfortably there at a 2-goal score difference. 3 Zimbabwe, 1 Uganda.
Just look at the replay of that short corner. Oh no! As a defender, when defending short corners, you would not want to be behind, or let me say not behind, but you would not want to be in front of your goalkeeper.
Yes, definitely. So that definitely cost them. The goalkeeper did not see that ball.
I mean, Pinky, you are a goalkeeper, and when it happens to you, I'm guessing you get frustrated.
It's definitely one of the most frustrating things in a game. But you just have to dust yourself off and keep it pushing.
For those only joining us now, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup being held here at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field in Windhoek, Namibia. This is day 3, and this is the first game we are watching of the day. We are in the third quarter with only 1 minute and a few seconds left of the quarter.
There we have like a high press there by Zimbabwe. Definitely not giving Uganda room to breathe. Beautiful turn there. A free hit there for Uganda right on the line. Beautiful pick up there. On the line there, Uganda pushing. Zimbabwean defense right there, not letting the Ugandans into their circle.
I mean, we can hear the Zimbabwean players screaming 30 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm guessing they want to hold the ball for the last 30 seconds so that they can come back much more fresh. And for the fourth quarter.
And that concludes the third chaka for this game with the score of 3 Zimbabwe, 1 Uganda. Definitely more action-packed. Definitely what I expected from Uganda there, to just bring in some energy, which they did in this third chaka. Although obviously Zimbabwe definitely And this third chaka, we had 2 goals, 1 for Uganda and 1 for Zimbabwe.
You can just imagine what the coaches are now talking to their players about. Because, like I like saying, the last quarter is always the most intensive quarter of the game. So we are to expect the tempo to raise up as the stakes are high in this last quarter. Will Uganda make a comeback like we saw in Saturday's game against between Kenya and Egypt? Will they make a comeback?
There we're seeing some of the highlights there. We're seeing the highlight of the 1 goal that Uganda was able to secure. And then there, that beautiful variation there by Zimbabweans that secured their 3rd goal.
Like I was saying, we saw a comeback between Kenya and Egypt, where Egypt was trailing behind by 2 goals, and they caught up in the last quarter,
Yes.
the last few minutes. So will we see that again happen today with this game between Zimbabwe and Ugandan ladies?
Possibly, because anything can happen in a hockey match. Anything is possible. Tables turn very fast in a hockey match. So I'm very keen to see what the ladies have to offer for this last chaka.
I mean, a wise woman once said, the game is only over when the whistle goes.
Exactly.
So we are seeing the players currently getting on the field, getting ready to start the final quarter of the first game of the day. And the whistle was blown for not being 5. You are watching the Junior Africa Cup, and the scoreline is Uganda 1, Zimbabwe 3.
Live here at the Trusco Devon Hockey Stadium at the heart of Vintukai. So if you're around, please do come show some support here. The under-21s from across the continent, and the games will be on up until Friday, the 25th of April.
I think there are 7 countries here for this tournament, and some did pull out. So Nigeria was supposed to come as one of the countries, and we can only guess that it's due to financial reasons they are not here. Because, like I said, I can only guess. Because why would you not want to qualify for the Junior World Cup? I mean, it is a pride to represent your country at a World Cup for any sport. I mean, Pinky is here. She wants to laugh at me for that one.
Honestly, I played the 5th. I can't really say much on that. But definitely this is a great opportunity for the under-21s from across the continent. So it's definitely exciting
And
to witness.
it also just goes to show how much hockey development is happening in Africa as a continent.
Yes, definitely. There we see a beautiful run there from Uganda, intercepted there by number 15 there, Ellerman from Zimbabwe. Uganda still holding on to the ball. And because of some obstruction there, it is blown against them, and it is Zimbabwe's ball. Beautiful run there, right at the top of the circle. Great composure there. Great composure there from the young Zimbabwean ladies. Uganda's ball.
I mean, the faces that players give umpires when they blow the whistle. You, as an umpire, you should fear some of those faces.
I mean, surely we've all had our moments where you question an umpire's decision, but you know, the whistle, once the whistle goes, You just need to learn, play whistle, and keep it pushing.
I mean, it is one thing that every coach tries to teach their players: play to the whistle,
Exactly.
don't play to your own words. And we are seeing the umpire Irene Handira giving out a card now, a yellow card, 5 minutes.
First yellow card there for this game, and it's going to Elamon Tyler.
For Zimbabwe.
Straight shot there from Uganda into the circle. Beautiful pick up there once again. Unfortunately, she was looking for a penalty corner, and it was blown against her. So Uganda has an advantage right now because Zimbabwe shot one man. So this would be a great opportunity for them to just press on and push hard and try to capitalize on the fact that Zimbabwe has is less one man on the field.
I mean, this is the time where you...
There we have Zimbabwe right there in the circle. And she fails to look up to locate where the box is. Missed opportunity there. And she expresses her frustration.
I mean, this is the time where you would expect Uganda to use their ball position to accelerate the game, make the field big, and organize their counter control.
Zimbabwe managing to hold on to ball possession. What a save there. 2-on-1 for the Ugandians. 2-on-1. Goalkeeper managed to keep her composure and get the ball out. It's a long corner there for Zimbabwe. There, just on your screen there, you just saw the yellow card recipient.
I mean, when we get to see that replay, you will see, and most people would be judging, saying, nah, she was not supposed to pass but take the shot. I mean, she wanted to defeat the goalie, but goalie was already on the other side of the goalpost and just had an open goal to score. Oh, what a miss.
As we see right now, Zimbabwe is definitely having massive opportunities to take beautiful field goals, and they're just not getting the back of the Ugandan net. Although I really thought Uganda was going to take advantage of Zimbabwe being short one man, but Zimbabwe is dominating even though they are short one man right now. If you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup live here, happening at the Devon Trustco Hockey Stadium, right at the heart of Vintukai. And this is the first game of the day. This is officially day 3. We have Uganda right there at the top of the circle of Zimbabwe, but missed the opportunity there.
At this point in this game, Zimbabwe is dominating. Even though one man down, they are dominating the game against Uganda. As we see a bit of shade is coming from the clouds. It's a bit cloudy today here in the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek.
Beautiful run there. And they find the back of the box. Beautiful goal there by Tawana from Zimbabwe, and comfortably putting themselves there at a 4-1 lead against Uganda. What a goal. Beautiful exhibition of 1-2 hockey there from the young Zimbabwean ladies.
So we've been seeing Tawana Munyawarara showing us some exemplary skills throughout the tournament when they played, and she just managed to get that one touch in right now. I mean, I've seen this girl dribble through their last game, and I was quite impressed. Uh,
Beautiful run there by Elia, the captain.
Uganda is losing the ball. They're just not spreading out, giving each other options. So Zimbabwe seems to be making the pitch smaller, forcing the Ugandans to play wide, and thus playing in inside their sticks.
I'm seeing there's Zimbabwe has switched their goalkeepers. I'm not really sure why they switched the goalkeepers. Not much is happening in their circle, but
I mean, you would want to give your goalkeepers. Maybe the other goalie was falling asleep, since there's not much happening there.
there's another run there. Beautiful run there by Tawana. Body collision there, but no harms, no cards given.
Right now, those players are frustrated towards the umpire. So I can hear from the sidelines now the coach is saying, "No, umpire, what are you seeing?" So the Zimbabweans are really knocking on the Ugandan door for a big win today.
Definitely.
I mean, I think the South Africans set the tempo on the goals with their last week's game against Zambia, where they scored 19 goals to 0 against Zambia.
There you see on your screen there, shots on target for Uganda 3, shots on target for Zimbabwe 9, circle penetrations 19 for Zimbabwe and 3 for Uganda. Ball possession there 45% for Uganda and 55% for Zimbabwe. Penalty corners 9 for Zimbabwe and 4 for Uganda. So definitely Zimbabwe has dominated this game, and they have knocked hard at the Ugandan doors.
Looking at the ball possession, seems like Uganda came and stepped up with the ball possession increasing from 39?
Yeah, 39 to 60, 62, 61.
61. So seeing the ball position increase to 45 it means that Uganda came and showed up in this last quarter of the game with 19 circle penetrations from Zimbabwe, but their goals are just 5. It shows that they are not taking the shots, they are not creating the goal scoring opportunities. It's either you get a shot on goal or you get a short corner.
With just a few minutes left in this game.
If you are only joining us right now, you are watching the Junior Africa Cup Day 3 being held here at the Devon Truscott Hockey Field in Windhoek, VIS, Windhoek High School, here just CBD opposite Bank of Namibia. So if you're at home, you just tuned in and you'd like to come support, do show up.
Beautiful run there from the Zimbabwean young lady, and they manage to get another goal there by Tawana, right at the back of the box there, securing their goals to a 6-1 against Uganda. There we just saw the highlight of that goal there. Beautiful execution, beautiful 1-2 hockey between the young ladies from Zimbabwe. They are definitely in a comfortable position right now, cruising in this game with just 3 minutes left of the whole half. You see their run there from quick interception there by Zimbabwe's.
I think Zimbabwe right now is trying to look for that final nail in the coffin. I mean, with only 2 minutes left, it doesn't seem likely that Uganda will make a comeback. But like Pinky said, anything can happen during the game.
Unfortunately, I think I'll have to submit with this 2 minutes left. The energy on the field, Zimbabwe is definitely taking this one.
I think that's the first overhead attempt of the game today and the first overhead attempt of the Day 3 Junior Africa Cup.
Beautiful run there by the captain. Definitely leading her team, holding her team down in this game. She definitely played exemplary hockey. There is another opportunity of a penalty corner there for Zimbabwe.
I mean, you are looking at the captain Alimo for Uganda, just shaking her hands and her head towards the umpire, saying that was not a short corner.
There we see some spectators there with the Zimbabwean flags. Slow drag there, bit sloppy there from Zimbabwe, but they still managed to keep the ball. There we see Tawana with the ball, back sticks it right inside, and it is blown against her.
I mean, I don't know why most players like to go for the big stick. It's never that assured, especially when you are looking for more goals. Just go the safe side, put the ball on the right end of your stick, and slap it in.
There we see we have an opportunity there for Uganda. Loses it.
We can hear the Ugandan coach shouting, fight for it, telling them to get the ball so they can go score at least the second goal.
Great pick up there by Tozana from Zimbabwe. They are definitely exhibiting that beautiful hockey of filling in spaces, running into spaces, picking up the ball, releasing it on time, and definitely beautiful to watch from the Zimbabwean side.
In case you are just tuning in, we are headed into our final seconds of the game, of the first game of Day 3 Junior Africa Cup, being held here at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field in Windhoek, Namibia. And there we have it. The whistle goes, the horn went. That concludes the first game of the day, of Day 3 of the Junior Africa Cup, being held here at the Davin Trasco Hockey Field. And the win goes to Zimbabwe with 5, Uganda 1.
This is now Uganda's second loss.
So
their first obviously being the forfeited game on day 1. And then their second game they drew against Kenya. And this time around, even though they scored a goal, they lost. So they are still at the bottom of the pool. And this has securely placed Zimbabwe at the 4th position. and they have now officially won 2 games and lost 1. So Zimbabwe is definitely going to be happy with today's results.
So we will be seeing a lot more of energy coming in the next game that is just coming up. But the Zimbabwean ladies showed that they were actually desperate for winners. We are looking at the highlights here. The Zimbabwean ladies actually wanted to win this game, and although this is their second win and they lost 1, it shows how desperate they are to get that position, that spot to go for the Junior World Cup being held later this year in Chile, capital city Santiago.
Definitely, there we see some of the highlights. There's that beautiful goal there by Tawana. Right position, right place, beautiful placement of the stick there, just to deflect it right into the box.
I mean, it is the 3rd day and we just came from a rest day. Yesterday, Sunday, was a rest day for the Junior Africa Cup. So the players they're fresh legs. So we saw Zimbabwe came with a high tempo and they set the tempo for the game, making the Ugandans to only catch up and catch on later on in the 4th quarter of the game, whereby their ball position increased to 45%, while ball position for the Zimbabweans was at 55% in the 4th quarter. Although in the 1st quarter, ball position for the Zimbabweans was not as high.
Yeah, definitely.
They definitely did pull up here. And this also just comes to show how important a warm-up is. As you are looking at the screen right now, ball possession in the whole game was at Zimbabwe having 58% and Uganda having 42%, with circle penetrations of 22% from Zimbabwe and 3 circle penetrations from the Ugandans scoring 1 shot. Ugandans having 3 shots on goal and 5 shots on goal from the Zimbabweans, and 5 goals from Zimbabwe and 1 goal from Uganda, with 4 penalty corners from Uganda and 10 penalty corners from Zimbabwe, and they only scored 2 of those. Zimbabwe got 2 green cards, 1 yellow, and Uganda got 1 green card, 0 yellows and 0 reds so far in the tournament. We have not seen any red card, which is a good thing for Hockey Africa. So this just goes to show, with looking at the game stats, it just goes to show that ball possession throughout the game for Uganda was at 42%, which actually shows that their tempo was actually low. They didn't hold the ball more. They were not making their passes, were not right on, with Zimbabwe being superior to Uganda. As we show, as I said, we looked at the ranking in the FIH hockey ranking in the world, which placed Zimbabwe at a higher rank than.
There on your screen there, you're seeing the fixture for the rest of the day. Upcoming, we have Zambia versus Egypt men. It's definitely going to be an interesting game there to watch, so stay tuned. Followed by Zimbabwe versus South Africa at 1 o'clock Central African time. And then later on at 3 o'clock, Kenyan women will take on South Africa, Central African time as well. And then followed by the Kenyan men taking on the host Namibia men at 5 o'clock Central African time. Closed off by the Namibian women taking on the Zambian women at 7 p.m. Central African time. So we have definitely a jam-packed day of junior hockey here at the Devon Trusco Hockey Stadium, live from Windhoek High. So if you have nothing to do this day or the rest of the week, please do come and support some beautiful hockey.
We will be seeing the rest of you in a few minutes. We're just going into some highlights and commentary later.
proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek. From the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trustco Hockey Stadium, the best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch on NBC2. NBC, it's